Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Nina Lewis and this is Evolve with Horse Coaching. So very excited. Today we're looking at having 5 jumps in an arena, similar to what I've got behind me, and with more jumps. Obviously, then we want to structure them so they have a little bit of a purpose, not just randomly jumping anything. Um, so with a little bit of a setup, I'm going to show you, this is the first setup, and over the coming weeks, I've got different setups that you can train over. And I always recommend starting smaller, um, getting confident, being able to do the exercises, feeling confident of the exercises. The horse is maintaining their straightness, balancing themselves through the turn, and just feeling even balanced over the jump as well. So this is it. And then you can, if you want to put it up a little bit, you can. But that's how we can. It's not just about keep putting it up and up and up and up and just see where it ends up. But this is about developing a really good foundation. So when you've got 5 jumps, you can do a little bit more to make up a course. And that's the other thing. So we also need to train our brain. So if we're going to go out to a competition, that we can handle, a course of concentrating and focusing for, 8, 9, 10, 11 fences. So it's really important, and I'm kind of gearing these towards, more of a novice level, novice rider or a horse. So we want to build our confidence, build our skills up as well. So here we've got an oxa set up here, and which is, our spread fence. I've got a couple of videos on spread fences, how to set those up properly with your breakaway cups. And also the verticals we've got here. And if you've got infill in them, like dazzle boards, I've also got a video on setting up a vertical with dazzle boards as well. So you can make sure they're set up correctly. Dazzle boards particularly need to be on flat cups if they are hanging. If they're standalones, that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. But here we're also focusing on the distance, which I do have another YouTube on, with making sure you're allowing for the landing over the fence, taking that uh, taking that distance into consideration. And then we've got for this, it's 18 meters. So we've got 4 strides, and then we've got our takeoff. And so we're accommodating that as well. So watch that video. If you're really interested in understanding more about how to build different exercises and or just how with jump placement, different types of lines, I have got a book coming out that has a really good grounding on that. So I'll keep you posted. Um, so here we've got a really good line, as say we'd warm up over, you know, particularly we always start, maybe this is a little cross over here, so we'd warm, you're going to jump to the center. I need to draw that. And then, making sure you're doing that, and then doing that a few times, and then just even practicing down a line. Um, a few times, really find you've got your balance, your position with your lower leg, heel down, toe out a little bit, gripping with that lower leg, looking ahead, watching when we're jumping the fence that our shoulder doesn't go too far in front of the knee when we're in that jumping position, because that can actually unbalance our upper body. So be conscious of that, and I will have a video on that jumping position as well. But here we've got this setup, just keeping it simple. I'm in a 60 by 30 arena, so I've just kind of set the jumps, probably equal distance here from the ends, which is just around 20 meters. But you wouldn't want we want at least 3 or 4 strides off the turn, at least 4 strides really, if you can, off the turn onto your fence, because really your horse needs to be able to come through the turn, sight the fence as well. So we don't want it too close to the corners. Or too, yeah, so we need to factor that in. And obviously we want a little bit more room, at least 20 meters, for an oxer, because you've horse has got to sight that one. And I have, yeah. So let's see. So once we've warmed up, we've jumped a few of these jumps and we're feeling good and we want to put a little course together, then a little idea. Well, I'll give you a few different course options so we can come round here. Oh, Nina, can we go to the center? Sorry, I like to be able to jump to the center of the jump, even when I'm just pretending. Um, on the paper. So here we are, and then we can come round. Oops. And oh, you're going to do that nice straight line there. Not going to zigzag down the line. But that's an option. And that kind of puts us, we're starting on the left rein, the right rein, going to the left rein after the first fence, keeping a balance and staying on the left rein. Now, we're always making sure we're not just focusing in front of the jump, we're not looking down at the jump, we're actually focusing past the line and looking down the line towards our next jump when we're coming down our related distances. Yeah. Another one we could do, we can come round. So we can go over these two. We can come through the turn. You can either come over this if just still getting your balance or your horse is getting a balance, and then we can come down this line like that. Or um, or you might want to do the related line, add that in. So we come around here and we go over these two. Make sure you're jumping the center and you're not angling that too much. Whoops. I exaggerated that a little bit, but what we want to try and avoid is doing that. We don't want to make it too direct, because this has been measured, and this will happen on course. It's been measured on a bit more of a bow or a bend. So it's important that you don't ride that too direct. Otherwise, your distance isn't going to come up. And it's going to be awkward, and you're going to be on an angle to the fence. And that actually can, if we do angle like that, you're really testing the line, the horse. Unless you're doing a jump off, that's a whole different program. But if you're doing this and you're doing it too straight and the horse doesn't get, a real good look or whatever, it might try and take the opportunity and run out. So be mindful of riding center to center, keeping straight and you're looking for your fence as you come through the turn, and then you're jumping, staying in the center, and then finding the center, coming over the next one, and then we can come around here. Sorry about my funny little lines, and over the next jump. So that is, a nice little putting a few things together on that one. And then you can even continue that if you want to, build up your training, bit of your mental toughness on being able to put a little bit more towards a course together. You can go around over the, sorry, I'm not very good coming on that. Of course, you're going to ride that a bit smoother. And then you can keep an eye, and then you can come over these two in the other direction. Yeah, because we jump them going on the right rein. Now we're coming on the left rein. So that's a nice way to do that one. If we want, so we can do this. We can come over the oxer vertical. Yeah, it's all right. And then what? Sometimes when I'm pressing my finger, this is always interesting. And then we can do this, and then you can go the other way. So that in that course, we're doing the oxer to the vertical, then vertical, 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 and then back to the vertical to the oxer. And so that, makes it 6-7 jumps, which is, not too far off of a normal course. So this really gets you practice on keeping the flow. So keep the flow, practice your canter, building that strength and balance in the canter, um, but you're focusing on riding your lines, keeping that canter, and the horse is doing the jump. Remember, don't try and do the horse's jump as well. The jump for the horse as well. Yeah, that's the horse's job. So enjoy and look to see you next time.